So the trick to tinting lace is all about working in layers. You can always add more layers to darken up the lace to match your complexion. But if you put too much on, you can't take it off and you can't go lighter. So it's really best to always just layer each piece lightly over and over again until you get the desired outcome that you're looking for. As long as you're layering, you can't go wrong. Hello, my name is Ikoya. I'm the creator and founder of Silky Sax, a luxury hair care and hair company. And I'm here today to show you simple steps on how you can tint your lace on your unit to get it to match the complexion that you want. Now, this technique is really simple and it is very beginner friendly. If you are advanced, you may already use this technique or you may learn something as well. So I know that you want to get that lace right because this video was requested. So thank you for requesting the video, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this lace tinting. So we're going to be tinting the lace on this Color Bomb Camilla wig from Outre. Now, why I wanted to do this wig is because, first of all, it's cute and I love the play on color. It is a bob. All those things are trending right now. But more importantly is it has HD lace, high definition lace, which a lot of wigs, both human and synthetic, come with. And so it's really a common practice that if you are buying a wig with this feature, that you will have to end up tinting that lace. So the beginning of any wig or lace tinting, you have to start with a good foundation, and that is putting on a wig cap. Wig caps are really important because it separates your hair from the wig, kind of puts a barrier there. Also, when you're working with HD lace, I highly recommend that you go with a black wig cap, because I have found that when you wear a nude cap, you can see the line of demarcation even after you're blending. So it's best to just go ahead, no matter what your complexion is, to go with a black cap. That, for whatever reason, black caps, you cannot see that line of demarcation, and it just makes it a lot easier to tint, blend, and melt your lace if that is what you're going to do. The next thing you want to do, especially if you don't have one, if you're a beginner, is you want to invest in a wig head. And wig heads are great not just to style your wigs, but also to cut your lace, especially when you're beginning. All of the products that I am talking about are listed down in the description box below. I use all these products. If you choose to purchase anything and use a link, I can earn a small commission from that. So this wig head is great. And what I like to do is place your wig onto the wig head so that you can go ahead and cut the lace off. Now, you may see people cutting the lace off when the wig is already on their head. I do that sometimes. Other people also do that, but they are probably more of an advanced wig, where if you're a beginner, which I believe you are because you're watching the video, and you definitely don't want to be cutting lace while the wig is on your head, because it may be harder to see and it's a lot easier to mess up when you're just beginning. So go ahead and place the wig on top of the wig head, and then you want to take a T-pin and place the T-pin in the top of the wig so that you can hold the wig in place while you are cutting off the lace. Believe me, this will help you eons. Then you want to take your brush and you want to brush the hair all the way back off of the lace, off of the hairline, so that you can properly see where the lace is and where you are cutting. If you have baby hairs or any other kind of thing, you want to brush all of those things back into the wig. This again will clear up that hairline so you can clearly see exactly how and where you're cutting. Next, you want to grab a nice pair of hair shears and you want to cut right up the middle of the lace, creating two spaces and two pieces of lace instead of just the one piece. Then you want to cut each section off along the hairline, and when you are cutting the lace off of the wig, you want to move your hand or your wrist kind of in a swerving motion, so that way when you are cutting the lace, you're not getting that straight line, because real hairlines are not straight across. That's a telltale sign that you have a wig on, and that's why a lot of wigs back in the day really looked awful, and even some wigs nowadays have that helmet kind of look, because nobody's hairline is straight across. So when you cut your lace and you're moving your hand like so, then you're giving the lace just a little bit of in and out, not a lot, but you just don't want a perfect cut there. So that way, when you're wearing your wig, the hairline doesn't look so straight and so obvious that it's a wig. And then you want to cut each section as close as you can to the wig. Now, if you're going to glue the wig down, then you want to leave a little bit of lace there, because that is the lace that you're going to use to actually put the spray on. But this is not about melting wigs, right? This is just about tinting wigs. So you want to just cut as much of the lace off of the wig as you can. And then you should have two sections, right? The first section and the second section. And then you're going to save each section, because this is where you are going to get into tinting the lace. So you're going to save those two pieces, because those two pieces are what you're going to tint before you actually tint your wig. Because if you mess up and you're beginning, you probably will, guess what? It's just scraps of lace that are going to go probably in the trash anyway, so you don't have to worry about ruining your nice wig. You want to practice there, figure out how many coats you want to get and get it to your liking, and then you're going to go back and add that to your wig. So let's go ahead and get into the different products that they have out there for you to actually do lace tinting. The first product that you can use to tint your lace would be eyeshadow or a powder or a foundation. And if you wear makeup, then you probably already have these in your arsenal, which is great. But if you are beginning to wear wigs and you don't have it, then I would really recommend the Fit Me collection by Maybelline. They have an array of colors, so many colors from light to dark. They have them in both powders and foundation, so you can pick a powder for a lighter coverage, or you can go with the foundation for a heavier coverage. I really love this line, and I highly recommend it. I use the Fit Me powder myself to go in and just lighten up and open up my parts. And so powder is very light, so you will have to use a lot of coats of it if you use like a translucent powder or any kind of powder. And you have to be careful, because of course when you're brushing the powder on, you're going to get some dust off, right? Some kickback. But what I do like about powder is it is very easy to wash off. So if you're just beginning and you put too much on, you can definitely wipe it off and start again. Or if you're going to sell your wig or get rid of your wigs in the long term, it is a good way. You can always wash the tint out. If you want something a little bit heavier, something that you're not going to have to layer as much and spend more time on, then again, I would go for the foundation. If you already wear makeup, then half the battle is already done, because you probably have a foundation that already matches your hair type. Now, I would recommend that you get a lighter and a darker color, right? Because it's warming up, it's hot. Usually you're darker in the hotter months or the warmer months, and then you're usually lighter in the winter and fall months. So I would get two types of tints, maybe a lighter one, the color that you are in the winter and fall, and then a darker one that you are during these times, spring and summer. Now, the next thing that you can use is concealer. And concealer, you can use it. It does definitely go in to give you more coverage, and it can really go in and cover up those grids, especially in partying. You can get concealer at your local beauty supply or wherever you go. This LA Girl concealer is what I use. It's extremely popular. If you have one already in your tint or in your color, or one that you like, again, that is another option you can use. Concealer, like foundation, does give you a more heavier coverage. Just keep that in mind when it's time to wash it out. You will probably need to use a little bit more makeup remover and shampoo. It's a little bit harder to get out, but it does add for more coverage, especially in the party where those grids are. Now, tint sprays are the most popular way to tint lace on a wig unit. They come in two different types. You have a spritz type, or you have the aerosol type of tint spray. Now, with the spritz type of spray, what you have to remember is it comes out wet, so you will need to allow it to dry. It's a little bit harder to control, so you got to get a little bit closer on to the wig when you're spraying it to make sure that you're getting it on the lace evenly. And you're going to have to allow the spritz a little bit more time to dry, because it does come out wet. It's a little bit more thinner, but it does come in a lot of colors, and if you find a good company that makes it, it definitely can be a good tint to use. Then there is the aerosol spray, and the most popular one that you probably hear about a lot, especially if you're on YouTube, is the Ebin Tint Spray. Now, this is the brand that I like. The reason why I like this brand is because it comes in a lot of colors. It's very accessible. You can get it online or at your local beauty surprise, and it comes out in an aerosol form. Now, when you're using aerosol, what you have to remember is you have to get back a little bit because it comes out more aggressive than the spritz, so you don't have to be as close, but you are going to probably go through it a lot faster, especially in the beginning, because it comes out so much of it. You just want to make sure that you are spraying evenly across the lace when you are applying these sprays. Now, these sprays do give you more of a medium and even heavier coverage, especially if you're applying a lot of it, so it's a little bit harder to get out of the wig, and depending on how many layers you put on, it may not come out at all. So you want to make sure that you're using those pieces to get how many layers that you want before you actually put it on your wig. Make sure you put it in there evenly and allowing it to dry to get the best outcome and the best tint for your unit. And the last type of tint out there is the mousse tint. Now, this tinted mousse I do not recommend to you to use as a beginner. This is definitely for a person that is more intermediate or advanced when it comes to lace tinting, because of the way that you have to apply the mousse. You have to have on gloves because it does stain. You can easily stain your wig or your hands, and if you're not used to working with tint or tinting lace, just trying to spread it out and get it evenly across and to apply it could get a little messy. So stay away from these until you are a little bit more advanced in wig tinting. And so now that you know all of the options that is out there for you to tint the lace and how you would use them and their coverage, now it's time to go in and start tinting that lace. So what you want to do is take your favorite form of whatever type of tint that you have chosen to use. You want to pick up one of those pieces of lace, one of those scrap pieces. My favorite is the Ebin Tint Lace Spray, so that is what I'm going to be using to demonstrate, but you can do this with whatever form of lace tint that you have decided to use. What you want to do is you want to take that piece of lace tint and then you want to spray the whole piece. Allow it to dry. If it's powder, of course, you won't have to let it dry, but if it's foundation, concealer, or any of the sprays, you want to allow it to dry. Then once you allow it to dry, do one even coat, and then you want to take it and place it against your forehead. Then look in the mirror and see if it is matching your complexion. If you choose to melt down your wig, remember how I told you earlier, you're going to leave a little bit of lace around the perimeter so that you can use that lace to melt down. Now, with that, you do not have to get the tint exactly to match your complexion, because if you're leaving a little bit of lace there, you can always go in later on with some powder or foundation with a makeup brush and just touch up along the hairline to make sure that it matches so you can get it darker. So I would leave it a little bit lighter intentionally. But if you're planning on wearing your wig glueless, which you probably are since you're a beginner, just make sure that you put enough tint on the lace to match your complexion, because you're putting the wig right on. You're not going to have any lace to blend in or melt down once you put it on your head. After you let that one layer dry, then you go in, you place it across your forehead. If there's not enough, then again, you go in, another even layer, allow it to dry, put it against your forehead, and you want to continue to do this until you get the desired look that you want. Then once you figure out, okay, I need 5 layers, 4 layers, 3, 2, whatever it is that your desired layer is, then you're going to take your wig, you're going to turn it inside out, put it back onto your wig head, and then you want to spray it, conceal it, foundation it, or whatever it is you do that many times in the parting area and along the hairline, wherever the lace is, so that the lace tint will match your skin tone. Then again, every layer you want to allow to dry. Then once you get the amount of layers that you know works for you on, then it's easy as pie. You just want to go ahead and put that wig on, and your lace, honey, is tinted. You are ready to lay the wig if that's what you choose to do, or go out and slay, because that is it. So I know, because I wear wigs all the time, I need about 3 layers of my particular Ebin Tint Spray to get it to the look that I want. And then a lot of the times, once I've tinted the lace, then I will actually go back on top after installing my wig into my part area and add my Fit Me powder, just to help condense and take away some of the grid so that you can't see, you know, where the hair is sewn into the lace. So just kind of conceal just a little bit, because sometimes underneath it doesn't conceal as good as when you put things on top. Now you can go ahead and put the spray in the middle. If you're a beginner, I would just be careful, because remember that spray will actually get into the unit. So that's why I like powder. With a little makeup brush, you can just go right in. And then if you're gluing your wig down, you can also take the powder and just go right in with another makeup brush and just go around the hairline to darken it up to get it to the tint that you wanted. So that is how you tint lace, my friend. So if you have any other questions about tinting lace, then please let us know down there. And also, if you need more tips on styling your wigs, wearing wigs, especially if you're a beginner, I recommend that you look at our WIGS 101 playlist. As always, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Remember, better care is better wear, and I hope to see you in the next video.